I need to know about what lies before me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything we need to know about what lies before us. Everything we need to know about what lies before us is available to us, is available to us through the mind of God within us. Everything I need to know about what lies before me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me, through the mind of God within me, through the mind of God within me.
Hello and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living virtual service. I am Edward Fillion and I'm the senior minister at the center, and it is my honor to welcome you to our celebration, especially if this is your first time joining us. Thank you. We have more information about our center and what we teach and who we are at our website, www.cslsr.org. You'll find information there about groups, meditation groups, support groups, discussion groups, learning opportunities, and so much more. And that page is kept vibrant and alive and up to date all the time. I'm so glad you visited us. And for our community who regularly visit with us, thank you for being here and keeping our center alive virtually. It's wonderful to gather this way. It's a simulated experience of being together, and it's very meaningful to me. And I've heard that from many people who write and say that this Sunday broadcast is a lifeline, and I understand that completely, and I join you in that. Today's message is about freedom and the pathway to freedom through prayer. In particular, I'm going to be talking today about grace in a metaphysical context. So I know now that somewhere between our prayer, our meditation, our music, our message is exactly what your heart is seeking for the next step of your spiritual journey. So let's begin to turn within to prepare ourselves to receive it all. If we were together physically, we would be taking a moment together to breathe and let peace come into our awareness. So I invite you to do that now, wherever you are, to take a breath with me like this. As you exhale, let everything be, let all other activity be, so we can accept the gift of this morning's service together. Welcome.
I'd like to do a song for you now, inspired by the book, This Thing Called You. It's called The Garden. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden where God's grace blooms. There is a garden where everything grows, a beautiful garden where love is sown. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden. That garden is you. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden. That garden is you. Such a beautiful garden. That garden is you.
Good morning. I invite you to close your eyes and turn within. As I breathe, I draw my consciousness to the one life, the one power and presence, that is the indivisible substance behind all life, whether we call it creator or God or source of infinite awareness. It is the intelligence that is thinking through us, that is beating our hearts and breathing our bodies. It is divine love and joy and peace and vitality and so much more. But by any name, it is the animating force behind our life. My life is a place that God shows up. Your life is a place where God shows up because we are each illuminated by this presence. It is thinking through us and sourcing us and revealing itself in all of our lives. So I claim and affirm right here and right now, as I speak a word for this service, that today there is something in the spoken word, in the prayers, in the music. There is that power and presence that draws us into community to simply touch that place within our own hearts that is already full of love, full of joy, full of peace, and to bring it more fully into the surface. That there is a way that we connect up through this time and space and place this morning that allows us to deepen our connection to faith, to feel that bubbling forward of strength and vitality, of peace, a renewal of that which your heart longs to have, that we are here in community to celebrate the day, to celebrate our lives, and to celebrate the abundance and the beauty and the gratitude that we have for so much. So I just give thanks for this service. I give thanks for each and every person that has been drawn here to be here with us today, and know that someplace there is something touching in that is called love, that is called joy and peace and beauty and grace. So for this I give thanks. I release this word into the law and simply let it be, because it already is. And so I invite us together to say, and so it is. Good morning. I'm Claire Victor, a prayer practitioner at the Center. Here's today's affirmation from our Beyond 2020 Spiritual Visions Book of Affirmation. I open for the divine to work through me. I trust that I am in the right place at the right time. I am supported and loved just as I am. And so it is.
This month we are talking about prayer as the pathway to freedom. And today I'm talking about grace. Grace is one of the results of prayer. It's a result that is much needed in our world today, I believe, when we have so much to figure out and to process and to deal with. So what is grace from a metaphysical point of view? It may be defined as the favor of the Creator that we did nothing to deserve. We just have it. Sometimes, though, we may not be aware of it. And prayer is one of the practices that can help us become aware of it. Now, maybe you've had this experience of praying for something, and the more you seek it, the further it goes away, like a carrot on a stick. Some of you will remember the group The Cardigans. They had this hit song. It went, love me, say that you love me. And part of the refrain was, I cried and I prayed and I begged. And every time I heard that song on the radio, I would chuckle to myself because I've used that technique to get what I want in life, crying, begging, and praying, even though it didn't really work. Still, I would go back to it from time to time. And I think it's safe to say that energy tends to push the object of our desire away from us and doesn't really draw it closer to us. I think we have an aversion to it. And yet many people think that the technique of begging would work with the divine. I know I was taught that in my religion of origin. So I learned a new approach in Science of Mind at the Center for Spiritual Living, that grace means the spiritual universe is for me no matter what. So rather than beg the divine for what is already given, I had to learn how to receive the divine and its grace. My life with cats has taught me the same thing. Cats have taught me this. I come to you, you don't command me. One cat in particular, you may have heard me speak about him. His name was Fred. I could call him, I could beg him, I could entice him, I could bribe him, all I wanted. And he had this astonishing ability to be completely disinterested in all my methods. And he would sit just inches out of reach, as if tormenting me, tempting me, when all I wanted to do was hug him. And sometimes I just wanted to grab him. So I would try sneaking up. I would put on my show of disinterest. But he was too smart. As soon as I got close, he would just spring away, lightly, deftly. You see, something had to change in me, and that's the clue that Fred taught me. I couldn't pretend to be peace. I had to be in the state of receptive peace. So then, whenever I would sit down to be still and surrender to quiet for my prayer practice or for my meditation, and then I was no longer grabbing at him, that's when he would show up, climb right into my lap, on his terms. Now that's what the divine's grace is like to me. I kind of have to let it be what it is so that it can flow through me. Oh, there have been so many things in my life like that. Maybe there's something in your life right now that you're questing after, like peace among nations, like racial equity in society, like safety from violence, like compassionate governance. Or it could be something personal and practical. I remember when we were about to purchase the current building where we hold our services usually, we had to come up with a large sum of money for the purchase. And I wanted to be part of getting to that sum of money. And I knew I had some connections, professional connections in Southern California, And I identified at least 2 people I thought would be good for at least $15,000 of donation to this excellent cause I was part of. So I planned my strategy. I booked my ticket. I went down to LA. I set up an appointment and I made my pitch, which was received with kind of a lukewarm interest. And I was so disappointed by their response. I didn't stop needing the money or wanting it because things were getting urgent. If we were going to move forward with the purchase of the building, just like that urgent feeling when I wanted Fred. And something had to shift in me. I had identified those people as the solution to my problem. I had identified my connections, my professional connections, as the source of my good. I was seeing my trip to LA as the pathway to my peace. And in a way, by doing this, I was placing a limiting outline on divine possibility, if I can say it like that. And then, as soon as I sat down eventually after that and got back into my prayer practice, and I was able to release all of my attachments and outlining, that's when I received a call from someone who wanted to give the center a large sum of money toward the purchase. And then another someone showed up. Maybe you've had a moment in your life in which you were able to let go. I have. I describe it as a timeless, spaceless, stress-free zone. It's not the same as giving up. It's more like giving way. I still want what I want. I still need what I need. And I still get to do what I must do. But the effort stops in my mind. I still need to do what I need to do. I still need to apply my energy in the world and my effort there. And my mind is the place of receptive calm. Remember that old cliche? If you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, it never was. I used to get so annoyed when I heard that statement. And then one day I remember finding a snarky greeting card that said, if you love something, let it go. And if it doesn't come back to you, hunt it down and destroy it. Now, I don't agree with that, but it sure did make me laugh out loud because it reminded me of all of those times when I have been unwilling to give way to peace, when I trusted my stressful thinking more than I trusted the presence of the divine. To me, the grace of the divine mind is somewhere in the middle between effort and effortlessness, where you are impassioned but not frantic, where you are participating but not consumed with control, where you know what you want, and yet you're willing to trust this or something greater. I'm talking about an inner calm, an inner calm in which what you require for the next step can come to you through you. That's why when I teach people to pray, I teach the method we call spiritual mind treatment, in which we don't beg or urge or outline or wish. Instead, we begin by getting clear on what is it we want. What do you want right now? Typically, the things we want are the things that we bring to prayer, and they have heart and meaning for us, as they should. They're important to us, and sometimes they're urgent, and sometimes they're soulful, and sometimes they're so large we can't imagine how they will come to pass. What do you want right now? And then, this is what I do. I imagine what I would feel like if I already had that thing or event or the outcome. I imagine it is a reality now, and then what would I be feeling now that it's already happened? And then I do my best to imagine that, and I ask myself, what does the Edward in this new situation feel and experience? What is it like? This is so important that it's worth taking extra time with. What would you feel like if what you are praying about were already here, present? And then I describe that to myself, and then, to the best of my ability, I go ahead and feel that feeling. In other words, I try to be in the mindset of having that experience so that I can create a container through which spiritual law may work and flow. In this form of prayer called spiritual mind treatment, we are describing to ourselves the outcome we intend, bringing that description to life with our feelings. For example, I am peaceful. I am a place where love shows up. I am confident in the power of the divine as it flows through me into action, guiding me, inspiring me. I describe to myself the quality of the outcome I desire, not in such details as this person does that and this outcome looks like that, but again in the feeling or in the experience of it. By the way, I'm not describing the outcome to the divine, because I learned that my mind is a center of activity within the everywhere present power of the mind of the Creator. So the prayer work I'm doing takes place in my own mind. I'm not convincing the divine to come to me, like I do not command Fred the cat. And if you cannot quite get there yourself, that's what spiritual community is all about. That's what our after-service prayer room is for. Ours is not a heartless teaching that says, hey, if you can't get to peace, it's your fault. No, we're in this together. I'll give you an example. Some people are in stressful situations right now. Their employment may be in question. Their finances are stressed. They could be experiencing anxiety and frustration. And if we were to ask such a person, what do you want? What do you think you might be feeling if your prayer were to be answered? I can imagine that could be a difficult thing to imagine. What would that be like to be on the other side of this danger? It might even feel insensitive or infuriating to be asked to imagine what they would feel like if their needs were met, especially if the well-being of loved ones are threatened. Those are the sort of things that hook us in, and they mess with our emotions and clear thinking. So when you do go into the prayer room after the service, and by the way, the link is on our website, and you go into a prayer room and meet a prayer practitioner, he or she will ask you, what do you want? And then it may just all come bubbling out of you, and they don't judge. They don't judge whether it's messy or coherent or accurate or spiritual enough or whatever. They just listen, so that the one that's going to be doing the prayer for you can get clear on your heart's desire, that experience that is on the other side of your current situation. And they get there by listening through your words to your heart. And then the prayer practitioner in this process called spiritual mind treatment does a prayer in which he or she describes that desire of your heart to herself or himself, creating a pathway through which spiritual law may flow. And the grace is that you and I and the practitioner doing the treatment, we don't know how it will happen. We don't know how peace or wholeness will come to Portland, to Chicago, to New York. We don't know how racial equity will become a lasting change in our societies. We don't know, but because we are in it together, because together we are opening a pathway for that which does know. I'm confident that as we yield to a peaceful mind, we will likely be guided to do this or to do that. And that which we are guided to do, and that which we eventually attain, will likely be better than that which we claimed when we started out. Now there is more to affirmative prayer that we call spiritual mind treatment, so much more. I'll be joining 4 other teachers in October to present an online class called Spiritual Principles and Practices for those who want an introduction or a refresher in the practices of science of mind. I'll be joined by Kathleen Kearney, Reverend Tara Steele, Dr. Kim Kaiser, and Lawrence Edwards, and each one of us will teach 1 week of the class. It takes place on Zoom on Tuesday mornings starting in September the 15th. It's a new class, and it's suitable for those who are just discovering science of mind, and also for those who would like to experience a new presentation of the teachings they already love. Now I leave you with this thought. If you feel tempted to beg for your good, if you feel tempted to explain to the divine why you deserve it, if you feel tempted to identify something or someone as the source of your good, take a moment and think of my dearly deceased cat, Fred, and how I cried and I prayed and I begged, and he didn't come. Of course, he wouldn't come, because Fred is waiting for you to be still and to put down what you can, so as to create an opening in mind for the grace that is already given. If you want support in putting down whatever burden you might be carrying, please, after this service, visit our after-service prayer room where trained practitioners, prayer practitioners, are waiting and available to do a spiritual mind treatment for you. And now I invite you to take a breath in with me and to exhale. I recognize one presence in and through all creation, the divine, everywhere present, meaning present also here where I am and where we all are. This is why I say my mind is a center of activity within the mind of Creator, for there is nowhere else to be. So these thoughts of prayer that we are engaged in right now are the pathway to receive. And so I know that I am and we are centers of peace. I know that we are guided from within by this peace. I accept that that which is in our hearts as our desire is right now being accepted even deeper by each one of us. I accept that the universe is for us. I accept that the divine grants its grace, makes its sun to shine on all, and that through this prayer we are together. I am creating a pathway for that to be a felt reality, an experience that is real. So whether it is that I am working towards this thing or this outcome or that outcome, I maintain an opening in my heart for something even larger, even more beautiful, that is for the good of all and the harm of none. And I remind myself that that which I'm praying about comes through divine law, the law of God, the law of mind, and not through any mental effort of mine. And so with an attitude of yielding to that which is already given, I give thanks, and I let it be. And so it is. It is time for our offering. I want to thank you for supporting our Center for Spiritual Living so that we can continue to provide virtual services. Thank you for sending in your donations physically to our address where we pick it up and receive your beautiful notes. Thank you for that. It gives us courage to continue doing the work. It reminds us that the work we are doing is valuable to you and important enough that during these times you are still willing to support us financially and with your attendance. And thank you to those people who have converted their giving to online means. I know I really enjoy physically giving, and yet during these virtual times, the pathway to contribution is more and more becoming about virtual giving. Online giving, I should say, which you can find the portal to our online giving on our website, www.cslsr.org. And now, while you think about the value that the Center for Spiritual Living and the teaching of Science of Mind has contributed to your life, I invite you to enjoy this music.
We are creating a world that works for everyone. Yes, we're amazing, and we've just begun to feel the power and freedom to be who we came here to be. As we discover each other and celebrate humanity, we are creating a world that works for everyone. Yes, times are changing. It's a love revolution as we are walking together. Love is leading the way through the fields of compassion to a world that works for everyone. To a world that works for as we are walking together. Love is leading the way through the fields of compassion to a world that works for
some community announcements. The good news is our class schedule is now online. You can go to our website and see everything that's being planned, and there's actually more in the works. So visit our website and look at our education offerings. There's a lot there for you, and very soon we'll be taking registration for that. Tonight's Sunday evening conversation. We have a Sunday evening conversation every week. It's facilitated by different people. Anyone is welcome. This evening it's practitioner Elias Owens, and his topic is Communing with God in All Things. Reverend Joyce Kinsel hosts a monthly conversation for those on the senior side of life, and it's appropriately called The Third Act, and it meets tomorrow from 1:30 to 2:30. And then July, we have our Lunchtime Learning. It's an exploration of American spiritual values. It's on Wednesdays at noon to 1 o'clock. Practitioner Kathleen Kearney is going to take us through a process to bring clarity to our own values. Everybody is welcome. It's free. Meditation. Oh, there are wonderful opportunities to meditate together in groups using Zoom. And meditation is a powerful spiritual practice. We have weekly community meditations, Wednesday evening, Saturday morning, and also on the last day of each month, where we sit together and contemplate peace for the whole world. That happens this Friday. Then starting on Wednesdays in August, our community is offering a special book study based on the book Me and White Supremacy. The website has got a lot of details, including how to pre-register, and you're welcome to invite friends, colleagues, and family members who are ready to do the work. And if you've had free confidential prayer right after our service, you know how wonderful that is. You can do that again today. Just leave this broadcast and go to our website, and you'll find the special link for the after-service prayer right in the middle of the page. People who've participated say it is a sweet and personal connection, and I often say it's the best kept secret. Thank you for being part of our spiritual
Center family. This is Susan Robinson with a little news about what's been going on with our youth and family ministry. From July 13th through the 16th, 6 of our center teens and myself participated in an online virtual teen camp. There were approximately 140 participants that over 4 days experienced a variety of workshops, dance parties, a talent show, a business meeting, and an incredible workshop on developing racial consciousness. It was truly an amazing experience, and I am so proud to be a part of the CSL Teen Camp family. I want to give a shout out of congratulations to our very own Dylan Jansen, who completed 2.5 years on teen leadership. He and 4 of his teammates completed their terms, and it was a beautiful celebration of their contribution to the movements. In other news, it's summertime, so many of our families are off on vacation. So we haven't had a lot of visits from our younger youth Zooms. We may be taking a little bit of a break in August and coming up with a new plan. So stay tuned for more information on that. We send you tons of blessings, and we really miss you. But in our hearts, you are here. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Krista McAtee. I am a member at the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa, and I would like to invite you to participate in an amazing event that happens August 5th through the 7th this year. It's the Conference of the Americas, and there's a event that happens in August, usually in Chapala, Mexico. This year it will be a virtual event. I went last summer and met so many people that I just fell in love with. In fact, I met folks that I adored so much that I ended up taking my practitioner class online with folks across the Americas this past year, and finished up with folks from Colombia and Peru and Mexico, all studying practitioner studies year 2 together. And so I'm excited to invite you to be a part of that community, to get to know folks who are practicing science of mind all across the Americas. The conference is both in Spanish and in English. There's translation, and it's just a once-in-a-lifetime experience of connecting with people who believe and walk the ways that we do in Santa Rosa, but they're doing it in their own context across this continent. So I invite you to join us August 5th through the 7th, and get to know folks from all over the world and experience something outside of our little community here in Santa Rosa that's amazing, and also to support the folks across the Americas who are studying and teaching and learning science of mind together. Very powerful teachers and students, and so please join us.
Hi, I'm Lynn Ellerbrack. I'm the Sales and Marketing Coordinator for Schoen Farm. Schoen Farm is a Santa Rosa Junior College campus located in Forestville. It's a 365-acre outdoor learning laboratory that includes forests, pastures, vineyards, and a garden. It serves the animal science, viticulture, wine studies, natural resource management, and sustainable agriculture programs. In non-COVID times, students receive hands-on training such as growing produce, running a farm stand, pruning vineyards, making wine, planning wine events, trail and wildlife management in forests, livestock health, and rotational grazing. Taking classes at Schoen Farm prepares students to enter the community with real-world skills and experiences. Honoring Sonoma County's agricultural roots, students learn innovative and sustainable techniques in agriculture and environmental studies. Schoen Farm, like all Santa Rosa Junior College campuses, is currently closed to the public. Normally, however, the farm has monthly open house events where the community can see and feel the beauty of this amazing farm. We offer opportunities for families to come out and pick strawberries, blackberries, tomatoes, and pumpkins, as well as taste our olive oil and wine. The public can speak with students working at the events and see firsthand the love they have for the farm and their learning experience here. For students right out of high school to those interested in changing careers or just learning more skills such as gardening, classes at Schoen Farm can be a life-changing experience. Schoen Farm is certainly a jewel of the Santa Rosa Junior College and Sonoma County. SRJC Schoen Farm thanks you for investing in the future by choosing us to be one of your nonprofit partners.
And if you know these words, please say them with me. And if you don't yet know them, I'm certain you will after you spend some more time with us. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you are guided and sustained and preserved by a presence that expresses its love through your love in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. Keep in mind, there's an opportunity for you after service for prayer, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, loved ones all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be did